What's up, Club 100? My bad. Unfortunately, Sandra's not going to be able to get on, but we're going to reschedule it and do some lives together talking about money. But one thing for sure is that for some of you guys, I've reached out to pretty much everybody in this group. On the 23rd is when we're supposed to have our next meeting. It's going to be a formal dinner. There'll be handouts, and then we'll have a discussion. Right now, I'm looking for a place that will take 15 to 20 people. So if you're one of those people, let me know that you want to be the first ones in. Also, as you guys seen, I kicked out about 30 people out of this group for the ones that I realized that wasn't active or people that I didn't know that people were adding into the group. So what I wanted to do, since it was canceled for tonight talking money, let's talk about the 10 laws of entrepreneurship that I used to teach every time I had a seminar. I would teach these 10 laws. It was kind of like a tone setter of the meeting, how it was going to go. And some of you guys that know me, I'm the no BS. I have a company called Smash Media. I tell it how it is. I don't sugarcoat anything. I'm not Willy Wonka. So you won't get any BS from me. I will tell you straight up whether you like it or not. So let's talk with the first law. You guys heard me say this many times, so I won't go spend too much time on it. But if you continue to follow the masses, you will continue to be broke asses. And when I came up with this quote, I was actually traveling to see one of my sales team, and I was reading this book called Better Than Good, and he kept talking about the masses in there a lot. He mentioned the masses a lot. So I thought to myself, what can I come up with? And then I came up with, if you continue to follow the masses, you'll continue to be broke asses. And I've been saying it since like 2005, probably before that. So all that pretty much means is that if you keep copying what other people are doing and you keep following what the majority do, history has told us that the majority of people are usually wrong, right? And if that wasn't true, then 5% of the population wouldn't control 90% of the wealth, because most people copycat each other, not realizing the people that you're copying are not giving you any value, and you don't even know what they're doing and why they're doing it. So why would you copy another person? Specifically business owners, because most business owners fail. So why would I copy anybody unless I know they're succeeding? All right, law number two. Only eat dinner with people who bring something to the table. All of us are guilty of associating with people that don't bring nothing to the table, but they want to jump on your coattails. They want to associate themselves with you. They want to connect themselves with you, but they don't bring anything to the table. I don't know how many times I've had people connect with me or want to work with me only because they want to benefit from the people that I associate with, and only because they want to sell something to the people I'm connected to. And a lot of times, men only like to associate and connect with me because I'm usually have women at our events, so they are looking for a dating service. But at the end of the day, listen to what I'm saying. If you want to be successful as an entrepreneur, your circle's got to be small, first of all. But just know this, only eat dinner with people that bring something to the table. Because trust me when I say people will eat dinner with you because they bring nothing and they just want to eat what you got left, right? So number two is be careful who you're associating with. Number three, associate with people that celebrate you, not tolerate you. How many guys have friends and family, people that are close to you, that tolerate you? And what that simply means is that they don't like you, they'll hang out with you, they'll associate with you, but they don't celebrate you. They don't want to see you win. They don't want to see you succeed. I've been seeing this quote over and over on everybody's profiles that people want to see you do better, just not better than them, right? So at the end of the day, you want to associate with people that celebrate your wins and don't bring you down when you have a loss, right? And when it comes to the business world, there's going to be losses, and you don't want to associate with somebody that's constantly putting you down for every time you have a loss, every time you have a little hiccup in your business. You want to associate with people that celebrate what you're doing. You want to. I just had a conversation with someone today that the reason why they deactivated their Facebook is because they got so many people hating on them. I said that's a good thing. People hating on you is a good thing, but I can understand that if you're supposed to be the people closest to you and they're supposed to be the people that care about you, then why am I associating with people that just tolerate me but never celebrate anything that I do, never celebrate any of my wins, never say congratulations, never say good job, I really like that you do this, I really appreciate this, I love that you're all about that. Nope, that's not what they're saying. Why are you doing this? And you should think about getting a real job, and you should, stop messing around. You get what I'm saying, you guys. When being an entrepreneur, the closest people to you hate, and the people around you usually don't understand what you're going through, don't care what you're going through. When you fail, they want to throw it in your face, and when you win, they never give you congratulations, right? Even a dog needs a pat on the head every once in a while. Number 4, make decisions. I posted this about 5 years ago. I put it on Pinterest. I started making a bunch of memes, and this was one of the quotes that I came up with. years ago, because every guru out there, everybody that teaches success in business, every book talks about making goals, right? And the facts of the matter is 95% of all goals made during the New Year's resolution never make it to accomplishment. So making a goal doesn't do anything, right? So what I always told people and what I used to teach people is make decisions and leave the goals to the hockey players, right? Or like what's that one joke that I love to use is that if I wanted to spend 90 minutes watching someone score, I would just hang out with my friends. So leave the goals to the hockey players and the soccer players and make decisions, because everything that you desire and that you want is yours. You just got to go get it, right? But unfortunately for most people, they sit around making goal setting and they write all their little goals down with not even figuring out how they're going to get there. A lot of people talk a big game, how they want to do this, they want to accomplish this, but the minute you ask them how that's going to happen, they have no clue, right? So make decisions and leave the goals to the hockey players, because right now someone's living in the house that you desire, someone is making the money that you want, someone's driving a car that you desire. So what's the difference between you and them? They made a decision. They didn't sit around making goals all day and talking positive affirmations waiting for it to happen, right? Number 5, a clear vision of the future gives power to the present. A clear vision of the future gives power to the present. Most business owners never grow because they're not very good leaders and they're not really good at leading others, right? So sometimes they got to hire a CEO, outsource somebody that can actually lead people, run people, and not afraid to put people in their place, right? But most business owners, I would say, they're a little too soft on people. And one of the biggest reasons why they don't have any power is because they don't have a clear vision of the future, right? If they don't even know what the main objective is, they don't even explain to their team, their staff, what the main thing is or what they're trying to strive for or where they see the company in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, then that's the reason why most people will leave you. That's probably the number one reason why people won't stick around with you and you have a big turnover in your business, because you don't really have a set, clear vision that gives power to the present, right? You're just going through the day-to-day operations, not really selling anybody on where we're going with this thing. And what I've learned, because I've ran tons of sales teams, I've had tons of people work for me in different companies, that I always had to show them, here's where we're going, guys, and that's why you're with me. We're going together, right? Unfortunately, for most business owners, they're not really good at leading. They don't really have a clear vision because they haven't figured out what the clear vision for their business is, and that's why they don't have power to the present. So number 5 is a clear vision of the future gives power to the present. Number 6, don't become too careful. Don't become too careful, or else your life will become one big effing grind, right? I'm going to say that again. Don't become too careful, or else your life will become one big effing grind. Because at the end of the day, in case you guys didn't know this, you have one life to live, and this is not a soap opera. You only get one chance at this. So what's the fear of taking risks? What's the fear? Why are you always trying to be careful? Specifically, because a lot of my clients that I get I'm welcoming them to the world of Facebook advertisement. They're afraid to spend money. But unfortunately, when it comes to your business, you have to spend money to get attention, because the only other way to get attention is by physically going out there, looking for organic, constantly talking to people, using up all your time and resources. The only way you're going to find people. So the only other way to do that is to invest money to get the attention from the people that you already want from anyways, that are most likely going to buy from you anyways. But law number 6 is, don't become too careful, or else your life's going to be one big effing grind. Maybe you guys watching this video is like, man, my life's an effing grind now. Probably because you're being afraid to take risks. You're being afraid to make those phone calls. You're being afraid to make those connections, those joint ventures, and talking and asking the right people instead of associating with the people that ain't doing much for you. Number 7, women will like this one. Wealth is like women. You must attract it. Wealth is like women. You must attract it, right? For all the men out there, you know what I'm talking about, that have failed over and over again trying to talk to women. I'm just joking. At the end of the day, money's the same. You got to attract it. Money finds the people that wants it. Money finds the people that are making moves. Money finds the people that are doing things. Money gets thrown at attention, right? And you're not getting attention, i.e. attraction, because you're not really saying much. You know, for most people that are afraid to do video, when every platform at this moment has video now. Why would they do that? Because everybody watches videos, right? Most people are just scrolling. But if you want to get your point across, doing a video. If you want to stop following up with people and talking to people on a consistent basis, do videos. But like law number 7 says, wealth is like women. You got to attract it, man. You have to be doing things, saying things, creating things that it's going to attract your audience. It's going to get the people to pay attention to you, so then they can see that you offer a solution to the problem. But you could offer the greatest solution to their problem. They're never going to see it because you haven't attracted them. You haven't got their attention. Number 8. One of my cousins told me that they love this quote. It's another quote that I came up with years ago. Life is a big chess game. It's not checkers, right? Most people are playing checkers when life is like chess. You got to think 5 moves ahead, not just one at a time. A lot of times when people come to me with their businesses or their business plan, their ideas, the business structure, or maybe a new business opportunity, they break it down to me. They tell me everything about it. And the first thing I want to know is, how do we make money? That's all that matters at the end of the day. How do we make money? What do we got to sell? How much do we make per transaction? And a lot of the times, what business owners don't see, and it's kind of like what I talked about in my last video about time management and not charging enough for whatever you do in your business, because no one ever considers time as an asset. That is your greatest asset. That is your greatest asset. But for life, it's a chess game. We got to think 5 moves ahead. If I do this, then what do I have to do after that? Like, even when people are selling, they don't even have a sales process. They kind of just talk to people all day. They don't have a next step for the person. They don't have a choreographed way of doing business. If you go to McDonald's, if you go to any of these franchise chains that you guys love, they have systems for how they do things, right? And everything they've created, they've thought 5 moves ahead of what could happen, what could not happen. But for most people in life, they're playing checkers. They're just thinking of the next day. They're not scheduling next week. They're not figuring out what's going to happen next month. They're not thinking of what's due the next 3 weeks from now. They just kind of let the day and the week run their lives, and they play checkers. They don't play chess, right? Law number 9. Adversity causes some people to break, others to break records. How many of you watching this video have had adversity, right? At one point, I was calling myself the comeback coach because I was doing more motivational speeches versus business training. And I learned something real quick, that I would get tons of audiences that wanted to learn about personal development, motivation, but motivation and personal development is not going to pay the bills. That's why I love this quote. Adversity causes some people to break and others to break records. Law number 9, meaning for some of you guys, when you get a little bit of adversity, you kind of just throw in the towel, right? A lot of times with people, when they're doing their business model, if it doesn't get them success right away, they give up. So for some of you guys that know this or don't know this, when I used to do seminars, it took 8 seminars before I finally made my first sale. I didn't give up after number 3, which most people would have gave up after 2. They'd have done 2 seminars, made no sales, and said, this isn't working. But when I've seen other people do it, I'm thinking, if these people that are way less talented than me and giving way less value than me can do it, then something I'm missing, right? Because I do what most people don't, and what most successful business owners do is focus, follow one course until successful. Most of us give up way too soon because if it didn't get us the result right away, we just say, oh, this doesn't work, and then you're on to the next thing. But which is funny to me, because business owners are doing things right now as we speak that don't work, and yet they continue to do them, even though it didn't bring any result, didn't make them any money, but because it made them feel good maybe for an hour or so, or maybe they had some interaction or engagement. That's all great. But unless there's money being traded for your time and effort and everything you're doing online, or whether it's in person or whatnot, it doesn't matter, right? Going back to the point, adversity causes some people to break and others to break record. Adversity is part of being an entrepreneur. Most entrepreneurs fail hard before they succeed, because that's part of the game. If you are a true entrepreneur, nothing sets you back, and you stay the course until it's finally go to throw a towel. But I will say one thing to that. But also, you got to learn when to cut the cord and cut your ties, or take the loss and move to the next thing, right? Number 10. I say this all the time. Your time is more valuable than money. You can get money back. You can make more money. But once that time is wasted, you can't get it back. And right now, some of you guys are guilty of wasting a lot of time with people that are sitting at the dinner table that ain't bringing nothing for you. Right now, you're wasting a lot of time with vendors that are not giving you what you need. Right now, you're investing money in things that are giving you more exposure, but not putting money in your pocket. Right now, you guys are associating, hanging out with other people that are giving you advice that have never done it before. So at the end of the day, what you need to learn, the greatest asset you have if you want to be successful in anything, doesn't matter what business model it is. If you can't figure out how to do a business where your time doesn't have to be completely involved in the business 24/7 all day, every day, then at the end of the day, you don't have a successful business and you have your time broke. You might have money, but if you have money, you got nothing to no, you have no time to spend. It doesn't matter. It's like the guy that works 2, 3 jobs. Yeah, you might be making lots of money, but you got no time. So then what is the point of making all this money? One of my ex-girlfriends, I made all this money. She only had one job, so she got to spend all the money while I was at work at 3 different jobs, right? So at the end of the day, law number 10 is your time is more valuable than money. And once you guys learn that you stop to let people waste your time, you'll start to see a lot more money. I'm going to say that again. When you stop letting people, things waste your time, you'll start to see more money come into your pocket. Because at the end of the day, we get the same 24 hours. And what you do with that time is on you. Who you let waste your time, that is on you. So to be successful in anything, learn that your time is more valuable than money. Do things that buy your time back. Outsource things that buy your time back. One example I'll use before I get off is I used to fly first class, not because I wanted to be fancy, but you could upgrade for $60 once you bought the ticket because you're the first one on the plane, you're the first one off, right? Why I use Call Loop is because I can text everybody in my database and never have to make a phone call. Why do I get my clothes pressed and dry cleaned? Because for a couple dollars, I don't have to wash the thing, dry the thing, and then iron the thing. Does that make sense? So do things that buy your time back. Right now, there's somebody watching this that is in their car and they need their charger, so they got to go home. Why not buy a car charger, guys? Talk to you later. Law number 10, your time is more valuable than your money. I hope you guys learn from these 10. Talk to y'all soon.